Hello everyone. Let us discuss deflection of truss by strain energy and unit load method. So let me give some introduction about this. You know that in case of pinch jointed frames or trusses, all the members will carry only axial forces. Hence here the strain energy will be considered due to only axial force. In case of beams, we have considered the strain energy due to bending moment, which is integration of m square divided by 2ei into dx. Now here in the strain energy method, we are considering the total strain energy due to axial force, that is nothing but 0 to L P square L divided by AE, where P is the axial force in the member, A is the cross-sectional area, L is the length, and E is the Young's modulus. We also know that work done is equal to total strain energy. Therefore, work done is 1 by 2 into W into delta, because it is average loading. So it is 0 plus W by 2, that is 1 by 2 W into deflection. That is, if load multiplied by deflection gives you work done is equals to this total strain energy. And if you simplify for delta, you are going to get here 1 by W into integration P square L by AE or summation P square L by AE. Now in unit load method, it is calculated by the delta is equals to summation PKL by AE, where P is the force, axial force in the members due to given loading, and K is the axial force in the members due to unit load. Of course, L is the length of the member, A is the cross-sectional area, and E will be the Young's modulus. And P is the force in the member due to given loading, and K is the force in the member due to unit load applied at a joint where deflection is required. Next, we'll consider one problem here. So here asked to find the vertical deflection at the joint C for the pinch jointed truss shown in figure by strain energy method. The cross-sectional area is as shown. This here mentioned the cross-sectional area of each member separately. E is common for all the members. For all members, it is 200 kilonewton per meter. Per mm square. Now here, if you want to calculate the force in the members, it is a this is truss. You can direct without calculating areas also. You can start from this end. You can get the forces. Yes, I will show you here. First, you need to calculate this inclination theta. That is for this. This is opposite 3 divided by 6. This is base. Tan theta equals 3 by 6. If you simplify theta, you are going to get here 26.56 degrees. Now let us consider the free body diagram of the joint C. See now there are two forces CB and CD. 140 kilonewton load is acting. And here because this load is acting is downward, therefore it must be upward. So if you assume this as towards joint, the horizontal component will be towards right, therefore this must be towards left. So means this is towards means compression, this is away means tension. So if you write sigma Fy equals to 0, you know that it is FCD, it is upward. FCD sin theta, this is downward, minus 40 equals 0. And if you solve for FCD, you are going to get 89.46 kilonewton. And the assumed direction is compression, so it has plus means the assumed direction is right, that is compression. If you write sigma Fx equals 0, this is towards right, so FCD cos theta, and this is left minus FCD equals to 0. Substituting the value of FCD as 89.46 and theta as 26.56, you will be getting this FCB equals to 80 kilonewton. The assumed direction is right, that's why you have got positive, means it is away from the joint, it is a tension. Now if you take the joint B, this is the joint B where there are 1, 2, 3 members are meeting. Look at this, and 3 members are meeting, but one is calculated from this joint, FCB, what we have called FCB tension. Tension with respect to B also away, with respect to C also away, with respect to B also away. Now mark this known force, these two are the unknowns. So this is the 3-force system. So if you write here sigma Fx equals 0, you know that these two are the only forces. So this is FBA minus FCB plus, that is 80 minus FBA equals 0, FBA equals to 80 kilonewton. If you write sigma Fy equals 0, this is the only one force acting in the vertical direction. So directly FBD equals to, there is no other force in the vertical direction, so hence is directly 0. So in case of 3-force system, we can make some one thumb rule. If 3 forces are meeting and 2 are in a straight line, the force in the third member will be 0. Directly you can write here FBD, because if you write sigma Fy, you know that this member will come 0. And if you write sigma Fy, you know that these two will be equal and opposite. If this is known, this is opposite to that and equal in magnitude. So directly you can write FBA equals to 80 kilonewton. And if it is away from the joint, you have to write it as tension. And if it is towards joint, you have to write it as a compression. See, some other cases you can look at this. Here also 3 forces are meeting. If these two are in a straight line, this will be 0 and these two will be equal and opposite. Suppose if it is the compression, known force, then this is also compression. Suppose if the forces are like this, these two are in a straight line, but it is inclined. Now resolving along the force, if you write, these two will become equivalent opposite. Resolving perpendicular to that, if you resolve, only this force will become, this is you can zero, right? Similarly, if you take like this, these two are in a straight line, the force in this member will be zero, this and this will be equal and opposite. Similarly, if you take the any force, three force meeting like this, if any two forces are in straight line, then the force in the third member will be zero, and the forces which are in the line, they will be equal and opposite. Now if you consider joint D now, see now here there are 1, 2, 3, 4 forces are there, but this force has been found out from C joint, I will put here. This force FBD I have found from the B joint, that's also I will put here. So once this is a 4 force system, these two are known. So therefore you can get these two. So if you again consider this 4 force system, if this becomes 0, it will become 3 force system. In 3 forces, these two are equal and opposite. This will become the automatically 0. Then these two will be equal and opposite. See, this is towards left, so this must be opposite to that. So directly write here FDA will be 0. Then FDE equals to, these should be equal and opposite. That is 89.46 kilonewton. And as it is towards the joint, it is a compression. So now we will be left with only one member AB. For that we consider here joint E. See, this is a horizontal reaction at E. But without that also I can calculate this force. If I write sigma Fy equals 0, only this and this will come. This will not come into picture. Suppose if you want to write sigma Fx, you need to calculate Re. So though it is there, but I will not consider if I write sigma Fy. If I write sigma Fy equals 0, what happens? This is plus Fe. This is down. FDE, that is, or 89.46 into sine of this angle. Theta already found out. Substitute here. So you will get here Fa equals to 40 kilonewton. So means without calculating the support reactions at A and E, I can find out all the forces in the members for such kind of truss. So once if you find all the forces in the members, you list, draw the figure and show the compression and tension with the magnitude of the forces. Then let us calculate the deflection at that joint C by strain energy method. So you prepare this table, that is member length in mm, P in kilonewton. Here A are different. Therefore, I have taken here, if anything out of A and E, if both are common for all the members, you don't take in the column. Directly A you can put at the end if it is common. So whichever is common you can take out. E I have not included in this effect because E is common for all the members. But A is different for different members. Therefore, now I have included in this column. That is P in kilonewton, A in mm square. Now, first you enter all the members, write the corresponding length. Then P in kilonewton, enter. If tension is there, you enter with plus sign. If compression is there, enter with minus sign. You will get this. Then A, already in the figure they have given the areas, corresponding member areas you write down here. Then you write P square L by A, means this into square into L divided by A. You write for all the members like this. Take the summation. So you will get this 56033.9 as P sigma P square L by A. But E is common, so directly I will put here. So therefore delta C equals to, it is 1 by W, the given load is 40 kilonewton at C. Then this is sigma P square L by A divided by E. This is directly because in here we have taken in mm square only. So therefore this E is in kilonewton mm square. Directly you will get here 7 mm as the answer for the deflection at C for the given truss. Now the same problem if I want to calculate by unit load. See, there was 40 kilonewton and we have found out the force in all the members. Now replace that 40 by 1. Then find the force in all the members either by method of joints or as you know, if the truss is carrying single point load. So earlier it is carrying only 40 kilonewton at C and no other load is there, then you have found out the due to 40 kilonewton. Due to 1 kilonewton means that forces whatever you have got in each member, you divide by 40, you will get the force in all the members here. Otherwise, you apply 1 unit, go on taking the joints and calculate the force in the members, you will get the forces like this. So once if you get these forces, you just mark them in this. You can look at this. This is the forces in the members due to 40 kilonewton. These are the forces in the members due to unit load. 40 by 40, 1. So 80 by 40, it will become 2 here. So 80, this 89.46 divided by 40 if you do, you will get here 2.24. Means it is only possible if single point load is there and you are replacing that by unit load. Each force divided by this, whatever the given value is there, you will get due to unit load. But if there are this load here, one more load here, and if you have calculated these forces, then here if you want to calculate deflection only at C, you are replacing this force by 1 unit. Then these things you have to calculate by, again, what you can say, method of joints. So once if you calculate like this, so you can list the forces, that is the members length P. Already we have K means the force in the members due to unit vertical load applied at C. Again, if a tension is there, enter with plus sign. If compression is there, minus. You enter the values of K. Again, areas. Now among this PKL by A, E is common, so I have take it at the end only. Only you take summation of PKL by E. Means multiply PKL divided by A. Means P into this into P into K into L divided by A. You will get this. Similarly, for all the members you have to do like this. Then take the summation of this. Then it is nothing but what is this? It is PKL by A. E is 200 kilonewton per mm square. So if you divide by this PKL by into E, that is A into E, this already taken, so divide by E I will take. So the deflection what you are going to get here by unit load method is 7 mm. Even if you see here, this is also 7 mm by strain energy method, and you are using this unit load method, even this PKL by A into E, E is a common, that's why I have taken last, that is E, so you are going to get here 7. Suppose A and E are constant, only calculate PKL, A and E at the end put it. If A is not common, you include this in the table. If E is, usually E will be common to all members, you can take like this.